everybody, welcome to the Amoretti Test Kitchen. My name is Lauren and today we are going to be doing a little bit of a science experiment using our different kinds of extracts. So we have a water-soluble and an oil-soluble extract, and both can be used in various applications, but you don't want to use them in the wrong application. So first things first, I'm going to explain to you the difference between these extracts, and then we're gonna see what happens when we put them both into water, oil, and then lastly, some chocolate. So our water-soluble extracts, these can be used for pretty much any application. They're great for cakes, cookies, ice creams, smoothies. You can put them in hard seltzer if you're brewing hard seltzer. Anything that is dissolvable in water, you can use our water-soluble extracts. If you're working an application like chocolate, or you're trying to flavor, let's say, an olive oil, you'll want to use our oil-soluble extracts. If you were to use water-soluble, it is not gonna mix and you're back to square one with unflavored oil. So let me show you the difference. Let's get started. Let's do a little science experiment and see how our oil-soluble extract here behaves when you add it into water and when you add it into oil. So right here I have a little cup of just plain water right out of the sink and some canola oil. And for each of these, I'm gonna put in 1/8 of a teaspoon in there, and you can see what happens when we do that. So right here I have our oil-soluble sweet apple extract. And we're gonna start off by putting this into our water. So 1/8 teaspoon. And now let's put it into our oil. And next, I'm just going to mix them around a little bit and we'll see what happens. Let's see if they mix in. So first up, let's try the water with our oil-soluble extract. So as you can see, it's not mixing in. You can't mix this in, it's purling up and this would not work. But in our oil here, it's mixing in very nicely and boom, there we go. Now we have some sweet apple flavored oil. I don't know what you'd use it for, but I'm sure we can find something to put it in. So as you can see, you can definitely not use any of our oil-soluble extracts when it comes to a water-based application. So let's go now to our water-soluble and let's do the same thing. Let's add that into some water and then also let's add that into some oil. So I have here our water-soluble wild strawberry extract. So again, I'm just going to be working with 1/8 of a teaspoon. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Into the oil. And now let's give them a little mix and see what happens. So looking at this right now, I can already see that the water-soluble extract in the water, it already is pretty much mixed. If I give it one quick mix, it's gonna be completely in there. And let's try out mixing it in with our oil. So it's definitely not mixing. You can see it kind of pearled up here at the bottom. No matter what I do, it's just pretty much breaking those little pearl bubbles apart. It looks cool, but it is not gonna give us strawberry flavored oil. So for something like this, of course, you'd want to use our oil-soluble wild strawberry extract. And lastly, I'm gonna just do this just for fun. I think it's pretty clear after doing these two tests with the water and oil, but we are going to play with a little chocolate. We're gonna see what happens when you put a water-soluble extract into melted chocolate, and also what happens when we put in our oil-soluble extract. So I'm gonna clean this up, get this melted, and we are going to have a fun little experiment and see what happens. All right, so we are all done here. Our chocolate is melted, and now I'm going to add in some extracts. So this one here on the left, I'm going to put in our wild strawberry water-soluble extract. I'm doing 1/4 teaspoon on each of these. And the one on the right, we are going to be adding in our sweet apple oil-soluble extract. All right, let's give these a good little mix and see what happens. So I'm just gonna mix in our oil-soluble. It is going in nice and smooth. I'm not having any issues here. My chocolate is still nice and smooth. See, nice, drizzly. Oh, looks so good. Nice little sweet apple candy bar after this. If I let it set in a mold, that would be delicious. Yeah, so as you can see, I mean, no issues here. Mixes in perfectly, still nice, beautiful, smooth chocolate. It's cooling down a little bit, so it's not as runny anymore, but This will solidify just as it was before I microwaved it. So it's a great, great, great product to work with if you're trying to flavor chocolate. And now let's mix this in here. So we're having some problems. My chocolate is getting a little hard to work with. It's very, very stiff now. Oh my gosh, it's really, really hard. It's clumping up really, really bad. Okay, and there we go, we broke the chocolate. This is what happens when you introduce any kind of water to chocolate. Your chocolate is going to seize, and now I have just this lovely clump of, I don't even know what to call it, ruined, destroyed, sad, sad chocolate. This is another reason too, when you are working with chocolate, say you're working with a double boiler, be so overly careful that you don't introduce any water at all into your chocolate, or else this is what's going to be happening, and you're gonna have a very, very hard time fixing it, or you're gonna have to just start all over, because we do not want this. I mean, us chocolate lovers out there, we do not want to destroy our chocolate. So when you're working with it, you want to give it some flavor, always use our oil-soluble extracts. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped clarify the different uses for our water or oil-soluble extracts. If you run into any questions while watching this video or after watching this video, please, please, please let us know in the comments below. We are always here and happy to help. Make sure to subscribe to our channel right down there. That way you never miss any new recipes, tips and tricks like this, or testimonial videos from our amazing customers. Also, you can follow us on social media as @Amoretti on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. See you next time.